2, 1.
Welcome back to Pirate Adventures. Where we last left off, a lot of things were happening. You defeated the dreaded creature on top of the pillar-like cliff on Tortle Island, destroying his staff that stood for much longer than he did. You then went your separate ways to, split the party like everyone tells you not to. We have Gruzeel and Elizora on the ship looking at Bloodbeard's body. We have Umbra, Alarias, and Bjorn scouring the island for a particular flower, which Bjorn did find. And we have Tim and Benjamin talking with the god Estiedieu. Now, from the moment the flower is plucked by Bjorn, as quickly as that.
Sorry, I was testing it. I was just testing it.
God. Just a quick cat cam.
Just cat cam.
Yeah.
Actually, Dom, if I do anything cat-like or mention anything cat-like, if you could just quickly turn your camera around, that'd be great.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I switched to webcam.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I should have done that before we started.
It's fine, it's fine.
No, that's all right. So, in a quick scream of pain, Joylif yells to Tim and Benjamin. Benjamin looks frantically panicked. What does Tim do?
She'll be fine, Tim. She'll get over it.
Yeah, all right, okay.
ignoring this dark voice in his head. Tim cries out and asks Joylif what's wrong.
They have taken something, and she then, her crystalline face turns and twists into then the solid crystal that was left before. The roots around it recede slightly. Bjorn, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh no.
Remember, she is a god.
Should be entertaining.
If Bjorn dies, I'm going to tell you his backstory because I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah, it is quite funny.
Isn't he a barbarian? He should have loads of HP, though.
Yeah,
He's
he'll be
not-
alright for a while.
At the moment, because he's an NPC at the moment.
Oh, right.
So yeah, it's not like he's a player, but let's see. I'm going to
You've
actually
got
roll
the
my
stat
physical
block,
dice.
so-
Yeah, what stat block are you using? Is it barbarian?
Oh,
I've got Berserker stat.
Oh, Berserker stat block.
Same
Yeah.
as Tree Lifters, to be fair.
I was going to say, Dream Lifter, yeah. That was a fair amount. Was it 80 something?
Ooh, this
Yeah, it's
is
50
unfortunate.
50 or
So
60.
I haven't been using my real dice for ages now, and I thought, you know what, this is a good day to use the real dice. I'm just going to share what I got.
Oh no. That's not good. That one. Wow.
God.
Might go
one.
back to using Google to use roll my
That
dice.
one.
That is wonderful.
Trust him. Roll 20, man.
I'm gonna
Straight
do
nice jail that
ice.
goes.
To be fair, Bjorn is not expecting anything to happen when he picks up this flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has no way of knowing.
Almost the minute
Yeah.
that the flower is plucked from the base of this cliffside, Bjorn, you're so pleased with yourself. You think, I found it. I didn't think, they may not have found it yet, but I found it. I managed to find it. Great, good for me. Suddenly vines and roots wrap around your limbs, squeezing as tightly as possible. Can Bjorn take... Oh, terrible roll from me. So that's 2 ones to start off with. Can Bjorn take 9 damage?
Wow, not bad for a nat one, man.
That
That could have been
That's
a
okay.
lot. That could have been a lot worse.
I guess it's just a save, right?
Yeah.
Bjorn, you are
Relatively-
restrained.
Okay.
The vine, one of the vines actually wraps up your hand and twists around the flower within, like, it goes into the palm of your hand, and it grows and twists around the flower and pulls it out of your hand and
Where's the
begins
flower go?
pulling it back to the ground.
Can I try and take it as it's going back towards the ground?
Well, did you guys separate to find these?
Damn it.
I don't know. Bjorn walks over, but I don't know how far he got.
Because you all had different searching checks. So Bjorn found one, but the other two didn't.
Would he have called out to us?
Yeah, he'd probably start like shouting.
Okay, so you'd see what's just happened essentially, and then the flower go back into the ground. You'd see
Probably
that, but you'd be too far to just grab
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay. I'll probably start sprinting.
Umbra's gonna run over as well, and he's gonna take out his sickle. He needs his flower.
You're going to take out your sickle.
Yeah. So, I mean, when Umbra gets over, he's gonna say, "Bjorn, stay right there." And what Umbra's basically gonna try and do is he's gonna try and cut the flower at the root with his sickle, and then quickly put it in his bag of holding.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Attack like a melee attack.
Yeah, like a melee attack.
Alarias, do you wanna help? Give me advantage.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd support you, but
I
I'd
need a
support him.
description. How would you try to help him do this? Would you
Blast
go
him behind,
would
but
you
come
go
up.
to hold the flower steady, or would you?
So what are you doing with the sickle?
Because he plans on cutting essentially the flower at the base and then quickly put it in his bag of holding, assumedly.
Yep.
You could like hold the bag open, like give it.
That's a-
I
that's
guess.
a quick
Yeah,
way to
hold
lose
the
your bag
bag
of
open.
Yeah, I don't want to put my hands anywhere near where he's cutting the sickle. He's using the sickle.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll open the bag to support him.
It's in my satchel bag, so you can just open my satchel like wide.
Okay, so like
No.
be on your side so I can open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do I get advantage
Alarias,
then?
when you open this bag, you see that there is basically almost a smaller inline bag, and in that bag, it's just empty space.
I mean, I think Alarias would know what it was.
There doesn't seem to be a bottom to that inner line bag.
This dude's resourceful.
Do I roll with
It's a quick way
advantage?
to
if
lose your
Alarias is
bag of
helping?
holding.
I will give you a regular attack roll, but the putting it in the bag will automatically happen.
Okay, cool. Ooh, not bad. It's been a long time since I've rolled melee for Umbra. 15 total, I think.
So as you swing with your sickle, a vine root sprouts out, basically hits your hand off balance.
Oh.
Wow.
Can you now roll a dexterity saving throw, please?
Wow.
Shit,
On a
man.
15.
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay, you manage to dodge out of the way of the next root that tries to wrap around you and stand back, but you can see where this is going.
Kind of come fight this god.
Tell me about it. Otherwise, you're going to lose Umbra and Bjorn in the same. In the same.
I'm really
That's
sick
no
of
small
killing
loss.
people at the same time.
Yes, that sounds like it.
When you get this,
This is a necessary component.
Oh my god. You're trying not to do it on a god enriched island.
I'm gonna kind of
Yeah,
like lean to Alarias and lower my voice and say, perhaps if we use Bjorn as a distraction.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
no, Umbra. I think we're gonna have to forget about getting the flower on this island. I know that it grows on Miracal, so there is always the option of us going there and getting that flower, and hope there isn't this crazy ass god trying to kill us.
We cannot be defeated by an island.
Can't you?
I mean, it's already
How much did you regret saying that after you said it?
in islands.
Umbra really wants the ingredient, man. He needs it for his potion making.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so does Alarias for his memory, but I don't know if he's willing to die for it yet. Just
I mean, Bjorn's not dead, right? He's just restrained at the moment.
He's
probably quite
currently
unhappy.
restrained, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't done any more damage to him yet.
Can Bjorn try and break free from the
Yeah,
vine?
yeah, Bjorn wants to try break free.
Okay.
This isn't quite yet a combat scenario, so I'm not making you roll initiative. So if he wants to try break free, you can.
I always roll badly with Bjorn. 9.
No way.
Oh, for God's sake.
As you try to break out, the vines tighten, and you two watch this happen to Bjorn, but there is another vine that grows up. This one has small sort of daisies on it, and it sort of wraps around the back of his neck, sort of around the top of his head, and Bjorn, you hear a voice, and it just says, "This is not ready yet. I can show you one that is, but if you keep trying to take what is not yet grown, I will kill all of you and use your bodies to grow more."
Release me.
Actually,
I did. Yeah, that's all.
That's all Beyond will say.
Just release me.
she
Angry
is
class.
being so reasonable.
I know exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Would Bjorn repeat that?
I know.
I mean,
what-
he'll just like shout it out loud. I don't think he knows exactly what's going on. He'll just be like, "Release me!"
Just release me. Great.
I
Okay.
was thinking of casting just Mage Hand, trying to pick off the flower.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll give that a go. I mean,
Okay.
it's not too big of a flower.
Bjorn will relay as well. Actually, he'll say the plant has told me that there's another one we can take.
Any idea which one?
The plant didn't say.
Great.
The plant said it would show you, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the plant said it would show us the way, and it also threatened to kill us if we kept trying to take this one.
Okay. Can I go to other other ones? Use a Mage Hand to like slightly pluck it, see what happens. Until I find one that it doesn't respond to.
When you, Alarias,
God.
Alarias, when you begin to walk away, you find that before your feet, daisies and a bunch of different flowers begin popping up in almost a path.
Oh. Okay. I guess if I notice it like that, I'll follow it.
So you are given a path basically round to the edge of the cliff where the waves are crashing into the rock, and there is one on the very, very edge that looks slightly more drooped, but no much lesser than the one you were looking at before. It's still alive. It's just slightly more drooped.
Yeah. Mage Hand's like 30 feet, so I'll probably stand back as I try to pick it with Mage Hand.
So as you go to reach with your mage hand, the flower actually, a root sort of rips it out of the ground for you and then extends it out to your mage hand.
Oh, okay. That's pretty helpful. Yeah, or the Mage Hand will take it and then I'll put it into my satchel.
When you take that one, Bjorn is suddenly unraveled from these roots and
Stupid
vines.
plant.
I'll go back and pass the flower to Umbra.
Umbra will very carefully place it into the satchel.
Hopefully this is enough.
Figgy, do I need to take like a dirt sample or something to put the plant in?
So you're planning on basically grinding this thing to then
Oh,
put it
okay.
in a potion. You don't really need it alive anymore. It's
Okay.
just you'll take the petals and what's left of it and put it into what you need. If you want to keep it for a little while, you can put it in water.
I was
Again,
saying, like, would you
not
not want to
honest.
keep it to see if you can actually cultivate your own?
I was thinking that it'd be useful if I could grow my own.
That's all you
Okay,
need. I don't know, because depending on what this flower looks like, if it's got a way of it, having its own seeds, like was it like a daffodil that you blow? Those it has its own seeds on it. If it has
Yeah.
something like that,
So the way the flower looks is essentially it's got a white pollen kind of center, and then it's got blue, very light blue streaked petals coming out, but they're a lot sharper. They're not overly shaped. They're pointed at the end.
I need to catch some bees as well to help pollinate it. For now, okay, I'll put it in
Pollinate
like
yourself.
just like water, and I'll put it in my satchel.
Cool.
And I've marked it in my inventory. Awesome. So the only thing we need now is the organic magic something that influences memory or mind. If there's any
Nice,
shrooms
nice,
on this
nice.
island,
Yeah, nice and open-ended,
we need them too.
Your best bet for that would be a monster, right?
most
A
likely.
monster, or if there's like a natural psychedelic, like literally like a shroom or something like that grows, that would be helpful.
Mm.
As well.
It has to be, as you remember, organic material.
Yeah.
Would Tim know out of interest what he's
Uh,
involved?
Roll
we did-
a- I'll give you a history check just to know what Tim knows.
History.
If there's any weed on this island, that kind of affects memory. So.
Can I not
You really
have-
want
can I
to
not
you want
have
to take more
nature?
things off of this island?
Can I not?
it's
Can
Umbra
I
for
not
you.
blag that it's?
Give it
Can I
in,
not
take a
blag
mile.
that it's nature?
Actually, yeah, I will give you nature for
Oh,
the
it has to be
awareness of
magical.
nature itself.
Has to be
To be
magical.
magical.
Sorry, I realised. So it can't just be like a natural drug derivative. It has to be magical.
What? So it has to be an organic magical thing.
Well, in my notes, I've got organic magic, something that has influence.
So something
I
that's
mean-
innately magical or produces magic to affect the mind.
So like a natural herb won't do it. Actually, I need
Right.
like
Much
Yeah,
like
magical.
much like a wizard's brain, you would class as an organic material that technically had magic flowing through it because the knowledge
But I
he
mean-
used was to cast.
I think we need.
Got-
We
got
might
a
need to go
wizard
to
right
like
there.
a black market for creatures and try and buy one
Maybe.
or steal one.
Yeah,
What
you
did
could
you say,
try to
Matt?
buy one. Or-
Well, I mean, it's probably gonna be quite difficult to hunt one. I reckon we just buy it
What?
illegally.
I mean, you've already told Gruzeel about it, at least, so he can point it out if we come across something. I mean, you know what? We just killed a wizard.
Oh,
Shaman. We don't know.
Shaman,
but
yeah.
he didn't have influence over anyone's magic. Oh, sorry.
You don't know. You don't know that.
You don't
Okay.
know.
Can I
Calling
go
like
get?
Yeah, right.
Can I go get his head? I'll look at it later. Then.
We decapitated him, didn't we? So his head should be
You
rolling
did
around.
decapitate him.
Oh, great. Can
Yeah.
I just grab the head?
Yeah.
Then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Of course you
I'll
can.
Put seaweed wizard head.
Seaweed wizard head.
The Kraken
Yeah,
wizard.
because all you got to do is try it, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
No,
I
sure,
guess.
yeah. I'll have a look at that. His stuff later.
Arthur,
Yep.
just to bring it back to these psychedelics, nature check one more time.
Sure.
Tim is magic, like inherently. And he considers himself natural as opposed to
Tim-
like Alarias is magic.
Tim
which
is
considered unnatural.
magical because of his deity. There's an innate
Oh, I
link
see.
between
So he
you
wouldn't-
and your deity. But this
Okay.
island is where Joylif's presence is. So there isn't necessarily a difference to you on organic material grown on this island not being magical.
Because, like, to
So-
me, if you were innately magical as a race, you would, as part of your race thing, it would say like at level 3 you can cast this. So, for example,
that's
like
true.
a tiefling, for example, can cast like hellish rebuke or something at level 3.
Mm.
You know,
Yes,
so
the question
then
is,
they
does that-
themselves are innately magical.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
But
the question as
Tim would
well
be
is,
based
does
on-
the magic that they use affect the mind?
Hmm.
'Cause that's the key part.
So I
Yeah.
don't think.
Should I just make the roll and we'll see?
Yeah.
Shaman wizard would count.
Dean
Mm.
for the flower or psychedelics.
There are many different plants that can grow to cause some kind of psychedelia, but that is not something that Joylif would grow.
Oh, she only grows good plants.
She does generally Joylif would grow fruit for feeding, beautiful things, nothing that would affect the mind.
Hmm.
Does he
Not
bring
her-
is he like
not her
like
remit.
joy or something?
What is she?
She's the god of land, life,
Fertility, right?
agriculture, and fertility.
Okay, if she was god of joy, then I would have argued that she would definitely have grown weed because that brings.
No. Her name's Joylif, and she's very joyous about her, but that is not her particular goal. Actually, in regards to the lore, Schoolie was the goddess of land and life, but as Tim found out from Joylif herself, she gifted this power to Joylif to keep her alive during the flood because a lot of the worshipping for agriculture kind
Okay.
of went,
So
and
she's
that
more
would
of
have
a
killed her.
lesser god then than one of the older ones.
She was,
Near,
until she
her
was gifted this
own
power.
followers.
Right. Okay.
I mean, to
Once
be
she
fair,
was gifted that, she was more of one of the higher gods.
Umbra's pretty happy. He's got his flower. He's got a head. So I think that's job well done.
It's got,
Beyond's
it's got a
alive.
head and some flowers, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find a creature
That's
that.
what everyone wants, right?
soon as
No,
well.
exactly.
Head and flowers.
Soon, Alarias. Soon we'll get your memory back.
Oof. One step closer.
Tall order. Okay. So I think that's generally resolved that part. Gruzeel and Elizora. We discussed this in the week.
Oh boy, here we go.
Gruzeel, you are going to roll an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Elizora, you're going to roll insight to see if you feel whether or not he's bluffing.
Right. Okay. What is my thing on this? I think it's a mighty
Sonny,
plus
is he
one.
bluffing?
No. No. Come on.
What was his threat? I can't remember.
Put a sword to her neck.
Sword to the neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Before, before the Shadow Blade is cast.
Yeah.
Pretty threatening.
Okay. It's not great. All right.
15.
Yeah, that's higher than mine. I got 14.
40's not bad.
So the threat is honest, but it's not as intimidating as I imagine Gruzeel wanted it to be.
He's still,
great.
he's still practicing. You know,
There's just something on his
a bad
face that
outcome.
doesn't shout menacing.
Bead of sweat.
it's
going
more.
down
It's. I
his
think if you're doing it on the inside, it's,
You see a
so if you want it, yeah,
forehead. Please don't make me do this.
it's. It is definitely like he doesn't. He'll do it, but he doesn't want to. Basically, if based on the insight.
Okay, so that's.
But he
that's
will
sort
do
of
it.
the
But he will.
vibe you'll get.
But he. Yeah. But he will do it.
You can tell he'll do it, but he doesn't want to do it, which doesn't sound like someone overly menacing. He's not willing to do it.
Fair.
Generally. So from that, I also agreed that based on Elizora trying to make a case, Elizora, you can now roll a persuasion, and Gruzeel can either. Yeah, no, I think it still would be insight because you're trying to figure out if she's earnest in her reasons for touching the body.
Okay.
We are
So
not.
what's
We are not enemies. Gruzeel. And we could base that off that can be the persuasion.
okay? So insight.
I got 15.
I got. I wish this was my other roll.
Mhm.
18.
Okay, you're still at odds. What do you do next? You know she's being earnest, but it's for you. It's not necessarily her best argument, but it's up to you, Gruzeel, on how you take that information. She's definitely being earnest. in that one. She doesn't want to be your enemy.
Our goals can be aligned. But I'm afraid if this is how you treat guests on your ship, and she'll gesture to the knife,
Well.
to the blade.
This is only how I treat guests that don't listen to the rules, as stated. However, as you are friends with Bloodbeard,
You can say this.
I will. This Bloodbeard. Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
This
I don't know why.
Bloodbeard. There's
Sorry.
many more.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. I
Got a
think
clone somewhere.
I will pose a different compromise. We have a member on this crew, our quartermaster, who is a lot more, what's the word? Familiar with Bloodbeard. If you would agree, I will summon him here. If you can persuade him for you to take whatever it is you're trying to take from Bloodbeard, then I will allow it.
I'm trying to find information from Bloodbeard.
That's fine,
I've-
but again, some people could view this as desecration. Now, the person who would find that so much is my quartermaster, as he's known Bloodbeard for the longest on this crew. Now, like I said, if you can persuade him, then it's okay by me. But that is the compromise.
Fine, bring him in.
Alright. I will lower the sword slowly, keeping my eye on her, reacting to if she tries to do anything
No, she's
towards the body.
she's kind of standing in defiance, but she's not doing anything.
That's fine, but obviously I've got to prepare it anyway. But I will call for Berry.
Okay, Barry's on deck.
Mhm.
So Barry will come in. Elizora, I think we discussed this before when you came on board. He has a distinct likeness.
Oh, what? Berry does.
Elizora, you notice this especially not just looks-wise, but in the way he walks into the room. Posture and his stamp.
How old are you, boy?
I'm 23. What does it matter?
It's interesting. Bloodbeard never mentioned to me he had a son.
Huh?
You can see he's aghast at this, and he's like,
Straight away.
"How did you know that?"
I've known him for a long time. I would know his son if I saw one.
He's even got a
Looks,
beard,
your
hasn't
grace. You may
Beard?
not have his beard yet, but it's growing.
Like Gruzeel's mouth is just like, huh? Almost Looney Tunes-esque, you know, just
So-
like his jaw is dropped.
Barry looks at Gruzeel and looks at Elizora and kind of looks back at the door and just makes sure it's shut.
You didn't know
And it's like-
Gruzeel?
No. I mean,
You
no.
wore his law and you didn't know he was had to look at his son in your ship?
I mean,
Okay, let's.
how am I going to
Can
know
we
that?
keep voices hushed, please?
I mean,
Quartermaster.
I'll try.
Look. Back when Bloodbeard
Calling your
Wasn't
daddy by his name. Branimir.
I mean, shouldn't you call him like
Right, no,
father?
stop. Okay, if I'm going to explain it, I'm going to explain it. All right.
Okay,
Just,
okay.
Can we just, please?
Okay.
He's a little bit. He's very uncomfortable. Like you can definitely see he's very uncomfortable. He's just like, look. Before he was a pirate, before everything else had happened, he was a fleet officer, and he was married to my mum. When the shit hit the fan, when he freed all those slaves, when he left all the officers to die, he knew they'd come after us. So he sent us away, he changed his name, and he became a pirate to carry on fighting them. I kept my mother safe, stayed with her in Marikal, on the agreement that when I turned 18, I could go find Bloodbeard and join his crew. My name is Berry. His name was Branimir. But his last name wasn't Bloodbeard.
Oh, no shit.
I mean,
No one walks
that's
into
bad.
life with a surname of Bloodbeard.
Yeah,
You never know.
obviously. But to keep my mother safe, I'm not telling you what that other name is.
fair enough.
Know what I request?
I wanted to get to know what he became since that decision. So I went to find him, join his crew, which I did. Spent
Did
some
he?
time with him.
Did he know, like, recognize? I don't know really what this time
He
difference was.
did
Okay,
recognize me. He knew who I was, and
Okay.
Surprised you didn't, Gruzeel.
I'm fairly new to this world, so I wasn't really going to know.
Then how the
This
hell
kind
did
of
you
thing.
become a captain?
I was voted.
Oh, look at Barry.
look, I've been trying to keep this a secret for as long as I possibly can. If anything, I wanted people to never find out. If I started becoming captain, if I started showing more signs, everyone would find out.
Fair enough. That makes sense, I guess. I mean, don't worry. Your secret's safe with me, Barry.
Great.
When I
Is
embrace
my
the
secret safe
past-
with you is what I'm worried about. And he points at Elizora.
Your secret's safe, but I'm confused why not embrace your past. Why not embrace your legacy and
Didn't you hear him?
continue
He wants
on?
He wants to protect his mother.
You can still live on by the name of Bloodbeard. Don't have to do anything with your surname.
Yeah, but they know who he is. They know him.
I wanted to get to know my dad. I didn't want to inherit him. His brand, his sign, his whatever you want to call it.
Also,
Came out to still be me. I just wanted to get to know him and what
If
he
you-
became.
if you take on your father's legacy, you also take over his enemies.
I guess that's also true. And from what I found out, there was a lot of enemies.
Hence, the situation.
Yep. We're aware.
Well, if
Okay.
you want to come talk to me sometime, I've got plenty of stories for you about Bloodbeard.
It's very kind, but I don't know you.
Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Elizora Estiedieu. I'm a scholar, researcher, and all over knower of those artifacts that your dear daddy was hunting. We were working together quite a long time.
Elizora
My name,
did mention you.
to no surprise.
She and he's looking at Gruzeel now. He's like, she's what started him on the artifacts in the first place. Made him
Interesting.
so interested in getting them.
He was keenly interested from the start, but I mean, I had knowledge that he did not possess, and so it made sense for us to work together. For the past few
You're the-
years, we've
You're
On
the
the
contact he was going to find.
yes, we were looking for each other for a time.
Yes, that
I've
makes
only
sense.
been searching for him for the past like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he said you always had a thing about decade on, decade off.
It's the life. Us elves, we live a long time, plenty of time to do stuff. You humans, don't live too long.
I'm a Dragonborn, but okay.
I guess not. Well then, yes, I would like to have some discussions. Are you joining the crew?
Well,
Is she joining the crew? Looking at Gruzeel.
That's down to Elizora, I guess.
my
We
hope,
are.
my hope is that I can search your father there to see if he had any last remnants of information on him before he passed. Just so that I can see if he got any further in his research.
Roll a persuasion check.
With advantage? Come on. Anyway.
Nah, not with.
I'm pulling out his heartstrings here. It's an 18.
It's an 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the hardest check in the world. He's like, okay, yeah, continue your search. If you need to check his body, check his body. Right, Gruzeel? And looks at Gruzeel now.
Very well. I'll allow it.
And he'll step away from Bloodbeard's body to give Elizora kind of a clearer thing to it.
She will make obvious care. She'll search him, but she won't like tear up his clothes or.
Yeah, I mean Gruzeel will
the
be
body.
keeping. Gruzeel will still keep an eye on what she's doing to make sure she doesn't do anything. Like she still can see it. He can still see what she's
Yeah,
doing.
for
Like,
sure.
it's not far
But-
away. So
but
make sure he doesn't I don't know, cut him or take anything that he
There's-
shouldn't be taking.
There's a level of reverence to how, like,
Yeah.
she's searching an old friend, not a body that
Yeah.
she's just hoping
Yeah.
to get a few
No, that's
points
fair.
off.
That's fair.
Can you roll investigation?
Investigation. Not 20. Boom.
Perfect. So as you're sort of feeling down the inner lining of his pockets, you feel something behind, but no way to get to it. It's like there should be a pocket there, but there isn't. And you keep feeling around until you sort of get a sense that there's a small illusion on the inner lining. Keep feeling and feeling and feeling, and then suddenly there's a line for a pocket. It's been sewed up a bit like when you get like a new jacket, you've got the sew up on the kind of thing. It's been sewed up, but it's definitely there. As you like gently press open to
She'll-
just
It's almost like pull the thread instead of.
yeah, just gently sort of pull the thread off. The illusion is still there, so it looks like your hand's just kind of disappearing into nothing. But then you feel it. Some kind of scroll. Do you take it out? Assumedly.
Of
Yes,
course.
of course. You take it out. As you do, you look at it. This is the list. A list you have been searching for a long time. Not only does this state every name of each artifact, assumedly, according to the rumors that you've heard, but it also gives a clue to where they were hidden. My
Wow.
question is, what languages do you know?
Oh my
Well,
There you go.
I personally know Deep Speech, Draconic, Elvish, but I also have Comprehend Languages as a ritual I can cast.
Okay. Do you cast it?
Well, it takes 10 minutes, so.
As in, do you cast it with the spell slot, or do you ritual cast it?
Do I have to do it in that? Can
You don't have to.
I recognize
asking you.
Can I recognize the text at least?
You've seen it used before. It is an ancient language. This is primordial.
Ah.
I think we have some primordial readers, right?
Do we?
Not
I think
me.
in a different game.
Not us.
It's a different game.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she'll any of you know read nowhere Bloodblade know to read this. I could bullshit on him knowing that.
I don't know. I don't know what it says.
I didn't even know he had it.
Well, I need to take some time to research it, but I can't do it now.
It kind of looks dwarvish, but it's not.
Yeah, it's I don't
very
know.
old.
What was it? Do you know what it?
My
No,
guess,
I don't.
my guess is very old, so I'll guess maybe primordial, but that's just a long shot of a guess.
Yes.
Primordial. Isn't that the language of elementals?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, it's the language of elementals. I was trying to. Okay, never mind.
You're the captain, dude. If you're gonna say something, say it with confidence at least. Dude.
I was trying to
Try
like.
not to
I mean,
patronize.
Yeah,
I'm not
you know.
gonna lie, Gruzeel. Just say it.
Fine. It's the language of elementals. So, you know, they have their own language. I don't know primordial though.
Okay.
If that is what it is.
Well, I need to spend some time to research to look through my books to prepare to read it, so I'll have to do that later.
Fair enough. Would you at least share with us this information?
Well, that comes down to the next big question of yours. Should I be part of your crew?
Well, really, I've told you, you're welcome. It's really down to you whether you decide to be or not. And then if you do decide, it's down to Barry on where he puts you as quartermaster.
He's right.
I will let you know that if I'm part of your crew, I'm willing to share whatever information necessary to get to whatever artifacts we find. Now, I'm tasked to remove these things from the world, and I have a deal on the other side that helps me remove them in such a way that it makes them neutral. They're never going to come up again. So if we find one, and they're mildly too dangerous to be around in the world, you know. Anyone
So
holding?
when you say remove, you mean destroy?
Yes, destroy.
Right.
Yes.
Can you destroy things like this old?
Well, personally, no. But I have a deal on the other side that helps me do that.
Other side of what?
You know, my magical powers. Do you not recognize what my magical power come from? I'm a warlock.
I see.
I have a deal with my patron, and they'll take it away and they'll destroy it.
Don't they deal with like demons?
Nah, you're just being racist there, man.
Okay then.
But no, not always demons. There's plenty of other types of celestials, of people who give powers to people. I mean, it's like, you know, you've heard of clerics, right?
Yes.
They're like warlocks all the same, but they've got permission, or they've got better publicity, let's say. Warlocks are just the same.
I see. Fair enough. As long as you're not gonna just, I don't know, unleash a demon on the ship and kill us all.
No, well, my familiar is a fiend, but I mean, he's friendly to me, and he's friendly to y'all. If we all crew, of course.
Well, again, that's down to you. Would you like to join our crew?
It's tempting. I'll speak to my fellow friend who was ashore with, just to make sure I'm not going to leave him high and dry, you know?
Fair enough.
But the outlook is certainly positive.
Alright. I guess we should... I don't know if he's back yet. We'll check, see if he's back. Was... When you were out there, Barry, did you see him? The others?
No, they were... I don't know what they're doing.
That concerns me. Maybe worth us going to look for them.
Well, are we still bringing the bodies over to the island?
No. So, we spoke to Tim and one of our ex-friends, I guess. One of our old friends. And Joyleth, the one in charge of this island, will not allow us to burn bodies on it. I have been instructed that pirates are supposed to do burial at sea.
It's common, I guess. But
so I guess
from Kethra, I guess the whole burning thing was a thing for her people. It's whatever works, really. You know, you grow up with something in your mind, so...
Yeah. The issue we have, if we do want to burn Kethra, we can't do it here.
Right, that's a really, I guess as a village elder, or like a shaman?
Kind of, I guess. You could say that, I guess.
Very particular.
Maybe. But they don't want us to destroy any of their trees and do any burning and stuff.
Apparently the island it's a Joyleth herself or something, it sounded like. It's very odd.
Wow.
The dead god?
Well,
you know... The gods are dead.
It's the clerics, isn't it? As we've said, the clerics are the messengers of their deities. They've deemed it not appropriate, and I'd rather respect that. And if it is more common to do burial at sea, then it makes sense.
I guess we could either fashion a raft or just kind of dump them over the side. That seems wrong.
Isn't that what they do anyway?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Since we had that thing for that elf guy, I kind of...
Yeah, but he wasn't part of the crew. He's just some guy that turned up. He's just
I guess
an
you're
old
right.
friend of mine. And he was a druid. That's the only reason we did it that way.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
So
we can dump them over the side.
We'll do that tonight. We'll cast out a little bit so we're not too close to the island. We don't want them washing up ashore. And then we can have a ceremony tonight.
Great. I'll make sure the rum's prepared. I'm sure it won't take long.
Probably not, no. In the meantime, I would suggest I don't know about you, Elizora, but I think we should, go back and find your friend and the rest of the crew that are out there.
If they're causing
They've been
trouble,
gone a bit too long. And Umbra, I would say Umbra means well, but that's not necessarily true. And he can get himself into trouble quite easily. So, it's worth checking up on him.
fine, I'll go with you.
Alright. Let's go. Let's go then.
So I'll sort of lead Elizora back onto shore, and we'll go looking for them. Do we
Take anyone else with you, or
who have we got? I mean,
Origin on the island?
a tree lifter's dead. I could take him out of my notes. We'll take. I'll take Artorias with me. No, he's not. Actually, he's not part of the. What's he do? Is Artorias not? We haven't got him on a duty, have we?
no, not at all. He's just happy to help.
Yeah, we'll take Artorias with us.
Of course, I'll come with you.
Good.
All right, so we'll take him, and then we'll just try and find. We don't really know where they headed, do we?
You just know they're on the island,
Alright.
sort of searching.
All right, well,
No idea where they are.
we'll do some searching and see if we can come across. I mean, Gruzeel will try and track them because he can. So Gruzeel will try to track for them.
Okay, so when you get in the boat, Artorias takes the oars, it's very, smiley. He's seemingly having no trouble with the oars by himself.
It's good work, Artorias. Well done.
Of course,
Ah,
happy to help.
ah. No problem. How's life? He'll just do small talk. How's life on the ship? Is it? Are you happy? Are you okay? I still know you need plate armor, but we're
of course
working on it.
Don't worry about that. I'm doing great. The crew are a hearty lot. Very fun.
It's good.
And small talk can continue.
Yeah, small talk.
Tim and
Mhm.
Barry, in the crystal face, returns of Joylif, and she just simply says, "Your friends are unruly, but they have what they search for. I would like it,
She's
Tim,
no man anymore.
if you can guide them on your journey away from this island
Yes,
soon,
we'll come back once they're converted, don't you worry.
or at least respect boundaries."
Oh, yes, I understand. I understand very well.
I do not wish to involve a more ferocious activity, but they are a little bit pushy.
Yes,
I trust in you that you will guide them.
Yes, I'll do my best.
I am very tired now, so I probably will not speak to you again for a while. But just remember, I am always with you.
Should have waited till she was asleep. Cook up my flowers.
Do God sleep though?
Well,
She's
she's
tired.
tired,
I'm
so-
not so sure she's going to
You know.
sleep, but she's tired. So this sun form of motion in the crystal seizes into just a childlike face, but it's frozen. It's not moving or anything. The roots around it, almost acting like hair in a sense. And Benjamin looks at you and goes, "Well, I think we should probably go check on your friend."
Shut up, Benjamin!
Tim strokes Joylif's face.
Wow.
There's two words and trousers in that relationship.
Tim, that is unnecessary language. In front of Joyeth herself.
Tim strokes Joylif's face and then leaves the cave.
Give him the back of your hand, Tim. Show him who's boss. Just
Or just casually knock him over with your shell or something.
yeah. No response from the statue. Okay. Yeah, I mean he shoulder bar body checks Benjamin on his way out.
Roll strength.
I mean, you're really stacked compared to
Confident attitude.
I mean, I don't know how much Benjamin is.
It's
He was
all
scrawny when we
Tim.
left him here.
Tortle
It's
Tim
not
is
strength
small
that he's
and-
rolling.
Small and very dense. 20 plus 3. That's a 5.
Wow.
Total.
Topple over into my shell. Yeah, that's 5 total.
So you go to barge him, but he kind of just steps out of the way
Oh no.
and is like, "Brother Tim, do we have a problem here?"
Tim
He's still
Tim
calling you brother.
Tim tumbles forward. You fool! As he sort of sprawls onto his back, unable to get up.
Oh my god.
Brother Tim, let me help you. And he
I
well,
don't need your help. Go and find the others. I'll see you back at the ship. Be gone from me.
this is very unnecessary aggression. And he goes into the water and starts swimming away to find the others. What does Tim do now that he's on his back?
Tim's gonna sulk for like a little while and maybe look around the rest of the cave. Like he wants some time alone.
Taking in the rest of the cave, you see this gorgeous crystal wall to ceiling. And then this sort of sides of the caves where it goes back to rock going back. The light must be hitting it at the right angle because there's enough light coming through from the water hole that you came out of just to illuminate the area. It's beautiful.
Out of interest, when Joylif formed from the statue, it was vines and stuff that formed her, right? Not the actual crystals. They didn't move or anything.
So when the vines wrapped around the jade crystal statue, and basically she became a embodiment in vines and flowers, it wasn't the crystal.
Cool. After a while of sulking, I think Tim would maybe try to chip off some of the crystals. How would I like to get off?
How's this gonna go?
Okay. How are you planning on chipping off the crystal?
Maybe just with my claws.
Just kind of scratching it off.
Well, I can make an attack with my claws that deals 1d4 plus 3. Like it's like an upgraded melee strike.
Yeah.
Natural
do
weapons
you want
that
to
I
do
can
that?
use unarmed strikes. It
Yeah,
might
do-
honestly be my best. Let me just check my spells. You can skip to someone else if you like. Well, I think.
Okay. So while we're doing that, Umbra, Alarias, and Bjorn, you've got the flower and everything. Where do you go now? Back to the beach where the longboat came in, or?
Umbra would want to go looking for Tim, to be honest. So I'd try
So
and
back
find
up
him
the
through
back up the cliff pillar.
Yeah, Bjorn would chill with Alarias.
Solaris
Yeah,
then.
I'll head back to the ship.
Okay,
Tell
so
everyone to meet us there.
Laris and Bjorn on the beach. There is a longboat in the distance coming towards you. If there's any particular chat you want to have, now's the time.
I'll just pat him on the back and say, thanks for helping us out.
Ah, it's no problem. Do you have any food?
I don't know if we
Fish
did
would
any
be preferable,
foraging.
or a berry.
We got loads of stock on the.
I have lots of
boat.
fish, right?
Do you have fish?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
have
pretty
berries?
much all we eat.
Good.
Good amount of protein for you there, Bjorn.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Bjorn needs much protein.
Well, if Tree Lifter was able to sustain himself, I think
Yeah.
you know.
Bjorn,
He'll
do
be
you have
alright.
a last name?
Ah, yes. We do have last names, don't we?
I could. Oh,
Oh god.
I've got a good last name for you, Bjorn.
Ah.
I'll call you Bjorn Ironside.
Ah, nice. Bjorn,
Bjorn
Bjorn
again.
gives like a full teeth grin. He says, a very strong name.
Yeah.
Is this the custom with?
When he grins, by the way, Alarias, his teeth are yellowed.
Oh Jesus.
And like his canines are particularly sharp. Some of his front teeth look chipped from trying to crunch down on something too much. Like it's It's a mess in there.
Can eat rocks.
Probably eating a bone or something completely whole, or I imagine.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think that suits you. Be on Ironside.
I have a last name for you as well.
Okay.
You didn't ask if he had one or not, but all right.
I don't think I do have one. No.
I need to think of a last name, so I'll come back. He wants
Well,
to give me one.
I did.
Alarias does
steal
have
that
a
from
last
show.
name somewhere, but
Alright.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what it is. That's right.
Forgotten last name.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know. Don't know everything.
that's interesting. Tim, let's go back to you quickly. Have you figured out what you're going to do?
Yeah, it's the claws.
It's the claws.
It's the claws.
As you swing up, the face moves suddenly,
Hmm.
and she just said, "Dear Tim, I hope you have learned a lesson here. You need only ask." And one of the crystals kind of sprouts out from just underneath her chin, and then falls and clatters
I
onto the
didn't know what
ground.
happened.
That's
I
odd.
don't quite understand what you mean, but thank you, milady.
Need only ask me.
Ah. Could you bring my tribe back?
I am not yet at the strength to do that. But soon, if
Well,
you
I
gain me
suppose I
more
would love to
followers
try.
soon, perhaps if you could find more to join our cause.
You have been slacking on that, I have to say.
Yes, no, I have been. It's because Tim's been discovering his inner darkness. He's been quite distracted.
Say that so casually.
I mean, to be fair, thanks to Zorro and now Umbra,
It's come so naturally to him is the thing.
Why do you death domain? So it kind of makes sense, I suppose.
True.
Yeah, grave domain.
Got grave domain.
So not necessarily like it's not evil, but he's effectively a necromancer already. Sorry, yeah, that's all he has to do. He's good leaving now.
Cool. So as you leave, you will meet Umbra basically on the stairs.
Did you take the crystal?
I assume so, yeah. Can you put down that it's not just crystal, so Jade Crystal of Joyleth?
Jade Crystal of Joyleth.
Don't
Right,
know
my
what it
friend.
might do.
Yep.
Don't let Umbra get his hands on that.
Well, Umbra's
Yeah.
now in the cave looking around at the crystal, is he? Or is it
Um,
not?
No. You
Tim-
don't know where the cave is.
Oh, okay, fine.
So Tim leaves the cave to meet Umbra and immediately brandishes the crystal at him.
on the stairs, essentially inside the pillar as you can up.
On the stairs inside the pillar.
Yeah.
So would I have swum? I would have swum. So the tears.
You would have already swum, come back up,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
sort of as you
So
came
he's
down.
composed himself. He had a little cry in the cave, so tears were like streaming down his face just because everything was quite a lot. But now he understands his purpose. He's got this cool crystal, and he's had a little swim that has like bailed him out a bit. So upon meeting Umbra, he shows Umbra the cool crystal as a priority.
Ah, where did you find this, Tim?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that, Umbra. That's between me and the gods.
Wise.
Why? Did she give this to you?
Yes, she granted it to me. All you have to do is ask, it turns out.
And any follower of the gods may be given this gift.
Yes, especially this one.
Umbra puts his hand on Tim's shoulder. Tim, I want you to know I've always admired you, and I think your god is truly wonderful. I feel a bit of
My god is a
divine.
great god.
Yes. Great and rich and generous.
Very.
I wish to be given my own gift, Tim, and I wish to convert.
The gift of faith. Oh, yes.
I will give
It
the
seems
gift
like
of faith. And I hope in turn I'll receive
No,
a
no,
gift
no,
of
no.
my
I
own.
will give you. Yes, I will give you the gift of faith.
Ah.
The best backfire.
I'd been afraid to say, Umbra, but it does seem painfully clear that your soul needs saving. Let's go back to the ship, shall we?
Perhaps if I were to have a crystal of my own, my soul would be that much lighter.
You can have this one.
And Tim
Ah,
gives him the
yes.
crystal.
Excellent.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. Have a look at
Please,
that later.
in your inventory, put Jade Crystal of Joy. Fuck. Right. Okay.
Excellent. Will be-
I think on the way back to the ship and the way back to the morgue, Tim will just sort of be excitedly explaining how effectively he can see that that Umbra is probably being materialistic about this anyway. So trying to convey that the more people we convert, the more gifts Umbra will receive, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
You're doing a pyramid scheme right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. And
Oh my god.
Gruzeel is a businessman.
Oh my
Gruzeel
god.
has a
Oh,
company,
no.
you know?
So
Oh
I'm just
wow.
gonna want to know the
Gruzeel
kind of
has
like
a
turnaround
brand
time.
already.
Oh.
So what's the turnaround time? Is she gonna like ship them to us? Like what underneath? Like, what's going on there?
Well, as long as you ask, it seems like you can take anything from this island. Other than life.
Oh really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Probably shouldn't go around killing things, of course.
Okay. I'm gonna find that boy later when I've
But you're
got a
going to
spare
bring
moment.
it back, that is.
Okay.
Go ahead, back to Morgan.
I'm quite sold on converting more people, so I'm gonna start working on that in my spare time.
Hmm?
I'll pay
We're
a
going to
visit
try and
to that-
convert the crew.
Yeah, that small child who's terrified of me. I'll find him later.
Yeah.
The pyramid scheme begins. Dear me.
It's a religion, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Means we get tax exemption.
That's a fine line.
It's
Dear
cult.
God.
That's what that is.
Yeah, I was
The
going to say
point is a
fine
cult.
line.
Yeah. It is really exciting. I've been playing Civilization 6 with my friends, and I've never gone into like the religion stuff. And I have in the last few games that we've done, and because no one else does it, it's just a cakewalk. Like no one else bothers to found a religion. You just give them all
You get it
yours,
all.
then you win. It's great.
Nice.
Oh my god. Wow.
Okay. Right. You get down there, you get to the beach. Bjorn and Alarias are having a titillating conversation. And the boat will then also arrive at the beach. You're all on the beach.
Oh.
Let me maneuver you.
That was easier to find than I thought it would be.
Well, they all came back to where the boat was before. So. Wow.
Oh my god.
Great shot that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at the kitty. Right. Yeah, you all arrive on the beach.
So, did you have your thing done what you came to do?
Mission success.
Yes, very successful.
You haven't caused any trouble, have you?
No.
Nope. Nothing. All good.
Is Benjamin still set on staying here?
Oh, where is Benjamin? Is he here?
As
Swam off.
basically as you say that, Benjamin appears and is just like, "Yes, this is my island to protect, and I will continue to protect it as best as I can.
On your own. Good luck. with
Joyous will guide me."
Okay, I guess we just have to hope no more shamans turn up, I suppose.
That was a slight indiscrepancy that I was not expecting. I will now be extra prepared just in case.
Is there no way we can give him like some sort of magical flair or something? Like a distress flare? Not like we could get back here quickly anyway.
You know
so-
what? I'm actually tempted to do. Give him the bad luck blade. He just starts losing limbs.
We'll offload all our junk onto Benjamin.
Yeah.
You know,
And
because I've
bad luck
never used.
Benjamin.
If
Yeah.
you want to give the bad luck blade up, go ahead.
Oh, should I
I'm
do it?
so into it.
I am
Just leave
tempted.
it.
It might turn into something good. I mean,
You never know.
You remember it was meant to be. It was like if you did it long enough, it would become good, right?
Yeah.
It was essentially it wasn't.
Yeah.
It had something had tarnished it. There was something better
Maybe it's
in it. Before.
it's secretly an artifact.
That'd be funny. Well, Elizora would surely know if it was.
It's not on my list.
So
You only have the
sword,
clues,
sword
right?
is.
Oh,
No,
oh, you have the list.
I have my own list. I cultivated, and sword is not
Oh.
it's not on such a thing.
Okay.
I thought we heard rumors of a sword.
There is
Artifact
rumors of a
sword.
sword.
There's many, but not the sword. There's not artifacts she's looking for.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
There's-
okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Let's see what
the Venn
happens.
diagram is.
He'll walk over to Benjamin, and because he's had the sword on him for ages, he's just never drawn it. All right, he'll pass over this.
Can you use this, Benjamin?
Sort of picks it up like this from the sheath and is like, I guess I can practice.
Okay. It's a magical item, so it should help you.
And he holds it and he sort of feels it and he sort of thinks, there's something wrong with this blade.
I mean, practice makes perfect, I suppose.
He takes it out a little bit and he goes, and he just drops it and he's like, this is cursed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Why you try and give me a cursed blade?
Nobody told me that it was cursed, to be fair. I've never really used it. I should probably try and get this curse removed.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Hold on.
Okay.
And he looks down at the blade for a second and he closes his eyes. Double check I'm not completely. Yeah, so he puts his hands over it. And he closes his eyes and then he just goes, huh. And he picks it up again. And he draws it a little bit. He's like, nope, still cursed. Worth a shot. Never mind.
What did you do?
I just tried to restore it. It didn't go very well.
Oh,
There is something though. Whatever this was before, it was probably very nice. I don't know what it did to it, but I don't know. You need to talk to someone specific about this, I think.
all right then.
He'll take it back.
Is Tim here? I can't see roll 20.
Oh yes, Tim is
Yes.
here.
Right.
We suggest maybe showing it, just leaving it with Joylith. Maybe she can remove the curse over time or something.
Is that what Tim's suggesting?
Yes.
Yes,
I
it's a
guess.
Joylith.
Joyous is great and
moron.
powerful, and well, she will
So
be. So
powerful.
when she is, I guess that could be a possibility. I could ask.
So, you hang on to it for now and give it to Joylith when she's ready.
So what he does is he kind of picks up a little bit of sand in his hands, a little barrier, and opens his hands out for you to place it on.
Okay. Tim's gonna confidently stroll up to the sword.
Look, you simpleton. All you have to do is this.
And tries to grab it.
Okay,
That's
when
fine.
you grab it, it's fine when you grab it.
Awesome. Yeah, I give it to him. Place it in his hands.
There is like a flash as you place it down of just a feeling
flash?
of a flash of not pain, not anguish, not anything like that. Just like a cringing feeling.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anyway, you enjoy, Benjamin.
Yes, brother Tim. Yes.
You're preaching her word.
May joy of guide you.
Yes, you too. Yes.
And he kind of sort of says, "Okay, so goodbye now," and he waits there to watch you go.
Can I have a word?
Guy.
Sure thing, Elizora. He pats Alarias on the head, and then he'll go over.
I mean, he's pretty much the same height as him.
He'll do it anyway. Also, Umbra's going to talk to Benjamin before he goes, so just keep that in mind.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Bjorn, what's your thoughts on these people?
Well, one of them has given me a last name. And he kind of like puffs up his chest. And they also
The
have
last
lots
name
of
I'll
fish.
ever have.
And I've also heard they have lots of fish on the ship. So they
That
seem
is-
like nice people.
I mean, that's pretty normal for ships to have fish on them. You know, we had fish on the
Oh.
last ship we were on. You know,
That's true. But they also treated me in a manner ill-befitting. They gagged me and threw me off.
You did bat those people though. They did
Yes,
deserve that.
but they asked for it.
Uh-huh. So, look, I don't want to. Are you thinking of joining this crew? Because I'm tempted, but I wouldn't want to leave you high and dry if you're not gonna go.
Well, I don't like the strange man who lives on this island. So if you think it's okay, Elizora, then I too will join this ship.
Worst comes to worst, we can always leave on the next island we come across.
Yes, and I can bite more people.
Only the last resort, though.
yes.
Fine. I'll confirm to the Gruzeel that we're inclined to become crew.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, we're very glad to have you aboard. When we get aboard, we'll report to Barry for him to assign you your roles and responsibilities.
I work best with my hands.
That's good to know. I'm sure Barry will be very pleased to know that. We are, we definitely do have a position in a very tough individual.
Bjorn like flexes a bit.
Yes, very good, very good. You're very well qualified.
You're hired.
Okay. So, do you guys get back on the longboat and go?
Oh, Umbra wants to do his
Umbra's going to have a
thing.
conversation with Barry. Assumedly, you're taking him to one side.
With what's his name? Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin didn't come back.
No, as in like before we leave the island, Umbra wanted to talk to Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Benjamin, not Barry. I'm saying the wrong word. Yep. Go ahead. So you're taking him to one side.
Just gonna hold out a gloved hand and say, "Goodbye, brother Benjamin."
He's still holding the blade like this, and he's like, just a sec. And he places it down really gently in the sand, and it dusts off his hands, and he's like, "Yes, a pleasure. So you're thinking of becoming faithful to Joyous.
Oh no, I already am faithful, Benjamin.
Oh, that's so great. It's just your attitude on the top of the pillar was very, very different.
Yes, but he's learned the error of his ways. He's a missionary now, just like me.
Yes.
That is great news. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
we're ready to spread the good word.
Well, brother Umbra, it was.
Yes.
Quite right.
Puts a hand out.
Umbra will shake his hand. I look forward to converting the legions with you.
That sounds slightly more ominous than it really is, but thank you. This is wonderful. This is great already, and another follower of Joyous. This is wonderful. So you're leaving now, correct?
Yes, that's right.
That's great. That's wonderful. Good. Okay. Goodbye now.
Okay. Umbra will let go of his hand.
He's watching you all dead, waiting for you to leave.
Yeah, and then, I mean, once everyone's ready, Gruzeel will start.
Assuming
heading back.
no one wants to do anything else.
I mildly want to do something to him, but it's fine.
Oh my god.
Are you taking the head as well? You got
Oh yeah, no, I've got the head. Yeah, in my.
But we'll say
satchel.
you've already got the head. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah? All good?
Yep.
Yep, cool.
Crystal.
Okay. We'll get on the longboat. Artificer is pulling the oars. There's a lot more of you, so Artorias sort of goes, this might take a couple of trips.
That's fine. As many as it takes.
Right. Who's
I thought
first?
I thought it was like 10 people could fit on a longboat.
Oh shit, yeah, wait, hold on, I'm thinking of when I was doing longboat. Un momento.
Yeah.
That's a keelboat.
Oh.
That's a galley.
Oh no, well, was it a what is it? A rowboat?
No, it's a longboat, I think.
Longboat.
No, so it is basically a rowboat. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Because a rowboat has
We
is
fit
two
everybody
crew,
on.
2 crew, 2 passengers, so 4 people basically that a rowboat can
We
have.
put more than that on before, though.
Yeah, you can uncomfortably fit 6.
Which
Okay.
is there's 7 of us.
Tim can
Just-
swim.
Okay, yeah, Tim can swim. Tim can swim
Actually,
pretty much.
Yeah, if
probably
Tim wants to
faster.
swim.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. He'd appreciate some more time on his own, to be honest. He needs to
Okay.
process Umbra joining his religion.
So Tim's going to swim, and the rest of you are going to be in the rowboat.
Bjorn
Yep.
might swim as well. How far is it? It feels like some exercise.
Wow.
If
Bjorn's will be
Bjorn-
half speed though.
Bjorn doesn't have a swim speed, so yeah, he'll be at half speed.
Oh, okay.
Tim will happily escort Bjorn, and if fish happen to come up in the conversation, Tim might help Bjorn catch some on the way to the ship.
Excellent. Bjorn would definitely like
That's-
catch some on the way.
I mean, how far out is the ship from the?
I mean, probably not that far,
Okay.
but it has to be far enough to not be caught on a reef or anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Like it's
Enough to find fish,
definitely
right?
a lot further in. You
Okay.
you might find fish along the way.
Give it a go, because I mean,
It is a
Tim's
very
used to-
bountiful island.
Yeah, Tim knows where the good hunting spots are, so maybe he'll just take Bjorn hunting on the way back to the ship.
Nice. Some good bonding time.
And find
Okay, so
something
you-
actually decent to eat. Find something juicy from the reef.
You guys are gonna basically get to the ship way before these guys do, and they'll probably be like an hour behind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fine. I mean, yeah.
Can I get a survival check from Tim? Question. Yeah, Tim will be the one mainly hunting. So Tim, you
Yeah,
can do a
Tim's-
survival check.
I mean, has Bjorn hunted before?
Oh yeah, he's hunted fish before.
Not in deep water though.
Not in deep water.
What's
More like
like
rivers
this,
and
Sonny?
streams.
What I would suggest is that Tim roll with advantage because
Yeah.
Bjorn is slightly out of his depth. Let's say.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
I think I've got
Oh,
a
pun
+3.
intended.
+5
Nice.
already, Bjorn.
Get some good fish for us.
20
So what did you roll?
+5. I got 7. Sorry.
You get advantage.
You get advantage.
Oh my
Tim.
god. No, that's a 2.
Wow.
Bjorn, get ready! You've never hunted like this before!
So I imagine your focus is quality rather than quantity.
Yeah, we're trying to find a big boy.
So what?
Singular fish.
You see this big fish, and you think, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then the wriggly bastard is just so quick, just escapes you.
Bjorn, what are you doing? You're dragging!
He's like swearing Aquin at him. I can't tell what's going on. Tim is not best pleased. He had high hopes for this expedition.
Bjorn
Oh,
kind
He
of
feels completely
kinda
betrayed.
growls.
Like
in return.
they head straight back up to the surface.
Okay, so you eventually get back onto the ship. Let me just move.
Swim back in silence.
What I'll need to do that. Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah, because I don't know how much repairs would have been done because basically as soon as we had docked, as soon as we got here, Gruzeel instructed the entire crew
Yeah, so I'm
to
gonna do a
repair the
check.
ships.
Darwood.
Yeah, and we've been gone a couple of hours, right?
Yeah, we've been on quite a while.
You've had a couple of hours, definitely.
So it's because we took damage to the hull and the sails, so I would have instructed them to make repairs to both of those.
Um,
And plus, we're going to be here for a while still, because we're still going to do the burial at sea. So we're probably not going to.
Yeah.
We're probably not
when
going to
are we
ship
breaking
out until
for
tomorrow.
Cantrip, by the way?
12:30ish, I think.
12:30. Cool.
That was fine, yeah. So you get back. You get on to the ship. Where's my thing? Oh, there it is. Just get back onto the ship.
Cool.
I haven't moved everyone else. You are aboard the vessel again. The bodies are still sort of behind the armory, awaiting Tim's inspection.
Mhm.
Berry is sort of commanding people around, saying to go downstairs, go get the sail patches, go get the wood for the hull, that kind of stuff. So it's still sort of going around, going on that. What does everybody want to do? You have probably a few hours before dusk. If you want to sort of prepare the bodies for a sunset.
Yeah.
burial.
So Gruzeel would instruct Tim to prepare the bodies
Mhm.
for tonight, whatever way that needs to be done. He would also ensure that Elizora and Bjorn report to Berry for their roles and responsibilities, so that that's set out. Whether that's deck, I mean, I imagine Bjorn's basically going to become a deckhand. Elizora is going to be a little bit more interesting as to what she'll be end up doing. My thought is navigator, because we don't have one. I know helmsman generally does that, but I don't know whether that's necessarily something more in a wheelhouse or not.
Plausible.
Because the only other real position that's open is like first mate, but I don't. That's not, that's not really a useful thing there.
For you yet.
It's kind of a catch-all.
We've got helmsman, I guess, but I don't really know whether she's necessarily good at steering a ship.
She's best at kind of when she gets her familiar around, she's best in like the crow's nest kind of thing. As the hawk can.
So, to be actually, because Master of Arms and Lookout are absorbed by Elena. So what we could do is split that out. So you, Elizora becomes the actual Lookout, and Elena stays as Master of Arms, and do it that way. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
That works
okay.
for Berry.
Berry would agree.
Okay.
It makes sense, especially if you present that you have like a hawk and another way to see further out.
I've familiar, but it died in battle.
Otherwise.
So
no, but if you tell him that,
I need to resummon that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying. I had a hawk, but died in battle, and now it's got to resummon it to come back.
Also, I imagine Bjorn is spelled Bjorn.
It is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've put Ironside because I assume he's adopting that name now.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So as far as I've got our count up to 28 passengers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 26, 27, 28, 29 we've got. Okay, fine.
Yeah, what you've got to remember is passengers.
Well, crew, man. That's what I mean.
Passengers and crew. You have two storage options essentially. So you have your crew up to a certain amount, and then you have your passengers because your crew aren't always sleeping at the same time, so they don't need the amount of beds and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Because we can have 30 crew and 20 passengers. So technically, we can actually have 50 people on board at any given time. But
yeah.
But I was just making sure we have numbers. So, but we got 29 crew basically. So we've got one position open. That's about it. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So tree lifters out. Yeah, that's fine. So once that's sorted,
Elizora can also point out locations she's been to. They're useful.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
navigating to them isn't necessarily her strongest suit.
No, that's fine. I mean, what we may end up doing is calling Elizora into meetings where we are planning where to go next. But she's still not an officer, so she doesn't get a, special room, or
That's
she
fine.
wouldn't be in officer meetings and stuff. But I think if we were planning on where to go, especially in the war room, I think she probably would be invited to for her knowledge.
That's fair.
But yeah. So yeah, do we get any repairs? Well, we can do that at the end of the day, I guess.
Basically, the repairs will happen by the time the funeral is in place, because you're not taking any other deckhands or anything from what they're doing repairing the ship.
So is that fully recovered then, or
That will be a fully recovered ship. Yeah,
fantastic?
Darwood is an excellent carpenter.
Yeah, definitely the best person in that position. But yeah, no, fantastic, great. Yeah, and then obviously we'd have the. I don't know if anyone else wants to do anything else. Sorry.
Can
I'm
I
jumping ahead.
resummon my familiar?
Sorry, say that again.
Can I resummon my familiar?
Yep, you resummon your familiar. That'll take
An
are you
hour
doing
and 10.
rich? An hour and 10. Yep.
I can only do it as rituals.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yep. So an hour and
Because
10.
of her tomb
Okay,
things.
done.
And
Are you going to
she
be?
Sorry.
Obviously, are you going to be doing the book as well?
You go first.
His Bloodbeard's notes. He will be.
Yeah.
She will be. But she wants to get her familiar up first, so that she can
Okay, fair enough.
basically just
Check the scars.
Mhm.
It makes it easier to then research afterwards, because
Mhm.
then less people like to bother her. Okay.
Can't argue with it.
And yeah, I'll cast comprehend languages as well, because I assume I have time for both. And that's 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay. We'll get to the comprehend languages in a second. Tim, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that in preparing the bodies, are we dumping Bloodbeard as well? Or are
No.
we taking him to the wreckage still?
Wreckage. He's going to the wreckage. Everyone
Okay.
else though will be dumped.
So Tim is going to enlist Umbra's help preparing the bodies for their burial at sea. He's going to cast a funeral rite as he does this. And unless anyone objected, he would strip all of the bodies naked to throw them into the sea.
Interesting.
Did anyone object? You would
I mean-
requisition all their clothes and belongings for the ship, obviously.
Do we have any blankets we could like wrap them in?
We could wrap them. We
So
could
we're
wrap
just
them in.
going-
We could wrap
Yeah.
them in cloth.
Well, we've got.
A
I
level of
think, so,
modesty is usually
yeah,
required.
we've
Yeah.
got. I mean, I guess there's additional cloth, but all we have is the spare sails.
Some of
So-
that you've used for patchwork, but
Yeah,
there
exactly.
would be enough to use the rest of it for the bodies.
So yeah.
Is that
Just
part
to
of
get
the
it
spell that
together.
you need to remove their clothes, or
No, I think that's just a Tim flare.
No, it's not a Tim flare. It's a joyless flare.
Oh, I
It's
see.
not want not.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
most fertile when you're naked. Jeez.
Wow.
can't
Well, I
argue.
mean, yeah, that's
Okay, as part of the ceremony, as part of the burial rite ceremony, he strips their bodies down and he fashions them a sort of inky black swath of magic that covers up their indecent parts, like voidy swathy magic, the same as sort of the same looking stuff as is covering up Tim's unmentionables. Is that
Okay.
So you're just so you're just covering like
Mhm.
certain body parts.
Can,
okay.
can I
Without
hear
using-
this funeral rite spell, please?
without using the materials? It just stops them from becoming undead.
For 7 days.
Okay. We'll
It's
say the
part of-
flair.
It's part of the ceremony.
We'll say Tim's flair of this is that through Joylif wanting people to be naked, but still trying to be respectful,
Yes, of their cultures and
this
such.
this inky black veil
Yeah.
is part of what protects them from becoming undead.
And it
It's-
seems like it thickens the more you look at it. And so it's like barely there if it's in your peripheral vision. So like you could probably see in your peripheral vision, but the moment you look at it, it's just like intense blackness. Joylif
Okay.
knows you're looking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yep. I like the flair. It's different.
Okay.
Cool. So that's how you're preparing the bodies. I just need to check one quick thing.
Well, I suppose considering like the drowned and stuff, I guess that makes sense to stop them becoming undead.
Time for us to get away.
Yeah, because the drowned are probably going to take them, I imagine.
Yeah. And I mean adding a stack of cloves to the ship stash can't be that bad, right?
Yeah, I
No,
guess.
you can use the
I mean, if
scrap
you're
clothes for anything, for a lot of stuff.
because I assume like if you're stripping them as well, all their belongings are going to be put in the armory. I don't know if that's anything.
Yeah,
I think we took everything from. Kethra anyway, and I don't imagine the rest of them had much anyway. So spare clothes, I think, will be. To be fair, the clothes you're taking off, couldn't you just rip them up and use them to cover their unmentionables?
I
The
quite like
clothes,
the
nah,
veil thing.
You don't want to
if
waste.
I'm honest.
You don't want to waste the clothes. And
Okay,
it's more ceremonial this way, I think.
okay. All right. I mean, it's in your jurisdiction, isn't it? So it's fine.
As long as
Okay.
I'm not
It is.
touching them.
Gruzeel will be
Please step
very.
up.
Gruzeel will give a very confused look, but just accept it as that must be the way things are done, and just
Yeah.
carry on.
It is.
I think not just Gruzeel has a confused look on his face
Everyone.
or her face. Pretty much everyone is a little bit
Mm.
taken aback, but they kind of accept that Tim is the religious faith provider on board, and accepts this is the captain's wishes, so
Yeah.
must be what needs to be done. Does anybody want to do anything else before the funeral actually takes place?
I don't think so.
I will get to the comprehend languages bit. Second.
No, I think we're fine.
No? Are you doing this with anyone, Elizora? Or are you finding a private place?
Well, once she's got her familiar, she'll just go up to the crows and be like, "Howdy,
She'll do
y'all.
it
I'm
after the crow's nest.
the lookout. Do you mind if I take on the lookout role? If there was anyone up there."
So Elena looks at you and it's like, "Oh, hello. Nice to be able to go down once again. Of course, take your place. Not much has happened. We've been pretty stationary for a while. I guess I'll leave you to it.
Thanks. Enjoy it.
My name is Elena.
I am Elizora. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Assumedly you are joining this crew.
I wouldn't be a lookout otherwise.
Well, I welcome you. And hopefully you will be taking more of the job because it is very tiring to have to keep coming off those riggings every day.
That's what they tell me. I have to do the job, so I do the climbing.
Perhaps see you at the mess hall. And she starts climbing down.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, and just researches from up there while the hawk does its business.
Good way of doing it, man. It's a good way.
okay. So, could you all, apart from Elizora, take your headphones off?
Hey, I could be part of this one.
Can't actually see
Dom.
if Dom's
He's not,
taken his...
he's not responding, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
When he comes in, we'll just tell him to take it off again.
Double check. Okay. First on the list, there is mention of a trident.
Mm-hmm.
It is Thalassa, Fury of the Deep. It is somewhere in ruins of old, bound to the coffin of a king. Next is Ocean's Grace. It was hidden in the depths of an icy glacier.
I have no idea what Ocean's Depths was, as in it. What it looked
Ocean's
like?
Grace is a ship.
The ship. Okay. And it was bound in ice.
The Rubik's Globe. Hidden
Nope.
in a treasure hall of an ancient queen.
Wait, Dom.
Wait, Dom! Dom!
Yeah.
Headphones off.
Hidden in the treasure hall of an ancient queen.
The Gale Compass.
Regale me. The compass. Okay.
Hidden in a tower amongst the clouds.
Hmm?
The Hag's Bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Still with one hag of 3. On an island, can't be seen, can be heard. The Dragon King's Egg. In the tower that pierces the sky. Amongst its kind. The Skeletal Scimitar. In the Isle of the Dead. Amongst the hands of an undead captain. Protected by the dead. The Water Whistle. Resting on the back of an island that moves. Star Creek's Pistol. Hidden on an island. Knows nothing more than the blade. That is it.
Okay. Okie doke. Is there anything else? Anything? Or was just that it?
That's it on that list.
Oh, only knows the blade. Okay. I'll have to rewatch to get some of the other details, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Just
Yo.
keep waving. Just keep waving. Just keep
Dom's
waving.
not paying attention.
Waving.
No.
Waving. Dom's distracted, and I don't know if he's on. Da-da-da-da-da.
Tom! Help us,
That's good.
Tom!
Dom!
There you go.
Yellow.
Hey.
How pleasant it is to have you here today. Right. Anything else for anyone before the funeral?
Nothing from Gruzeel.
Clear?
Mhm.
Nothing I'll
Okay.
admit to.
The funeral begins as the sun sets. The sky is dawned with colours of orange and blue, meshing and swirling into each other. Berry stands on the deck, ready to sing. Song. Deckhands begin to lower down each body with the assistance of a plank and some rigging gently into the water. Each body goes in comfortably, easily, and gently. Tree lifter, the last before Kethra. You see that there's a lot of effort that goes in by the deckhands, but they land him quite suddenly on the plank. They both look at each other, almost a bit confused, but no matter. They carry on, dropping him into the water as he too begins to slowly sink. Kethra, the final one, begins to go. Does anybody want to do anything before Kethra gets lowered in?
I think Gruzeel would probably just sort of.
Kethra was kind of united us all. She is the original captain of this crew, and her legacy will continue for as long as this ship stays afloat. We thank her for all the hard work she put in, and may she find peace wherever she is now.
Well, aye, Stormbringer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Aye.
And as she is lowered in, Gruzeel will let out his dragon breath to the horizon.
Yes.
The soft, while the ferocious poison seeps out of your breath, it gives this almost angelic purple glow to the area as the light pierces through this cloud. It's a weird mix of purple, blue, and orange, but it works. As Kethra's body is lowered in, it floats. And floats, though the other bodies sank. You look, and you look, and then you see a water tendril just wrap around one side, tumbling her into the water. She is pulled gently down.
So ominous.
Oh my
Harry stopped singing. Everyone looks out very
It's the
confused,
killer!
and we'll end the session there.
Yes.
my
Great cliffhanger.
God. Wow.
Wait, is there like a monster?
She made some
The
sort of pact.
Kraken.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Or the
Tune in
blue
next
rot
time.
is maybe
But it-
something to do with the Kraken.
Okay, no, because loads of people died from the blue rot.
But
So-
the other bodies,
That's
bodies
true.
were okay, right? No tentacles.
No,
pulled
she
them down.
pissed off that water thing.
I need to pee. I gotta go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Up
we
in
ended that.
3,
3,
2,
2,